who is ready for nothing but factual information in a subjective poll. So let's vote for Game of the Year for the Game Awards. I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, but there is no game that came out this year that had the impact like Baldur's Gate 3, that I hope has the continued impact that it has been having like Baldur's Gate 3. My favorite game of the year that I've played is Armored Core 6, and then Final Fantasy 16. Both of them aren't even freaking here. So let's go with Baldur's Gate 3 here. Oh, I gotta sign in. Yeah, I probably should do that, huh? Okay, sweet. I can actually, vote this time. Baldur's Gate 3, let's go. Yes, next category. Okay, let's go. Come on, let's go. Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. There's an argument to be made for Tears of the Kingdom because of how customizable and creative a lot of the mechanics in that game are. However, again, non-linearity speaking, in terms of producing a complete package with all the bells and whistles there, Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, it just is. It's highly creative. I've seen gameplay of it, and I've had a lot of discussion surrounding the game. It's very creative, it's open-ended, there's a lot of player agency. This is design that I want to see iterated on in the future, and that I want other developers and publishers to take note from. Baldur's Gate 3. This ain't even close. Let's go. So far, Baldur's Gate has been sweeping. Okay, best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. I don't know the story of Baldur's Gate 3, so I'm not gonna vote for it personally. I haven't gotten to Phantom Liberty of Cyberpunk 2077 yet. I've pretty much been spoiled entirely on Spider-Man 2, and I know a little bit about Alan Wake 2, but for me, this goes easily to Final Fantasy 16. A story that from beginning, middle, and to mostly the end, is absolutely perfect in my opinion. It's a darker twist in the Final Fantasy series that still inevitably feels like Final Fantasy. It's a wonderful direction for the game. I love it. I'm not that big on the ending though, but it's not like the biggest flop for me ever. So I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy 16 here. Beautiful. So we have 2 for Baldur's Gate, 1 for Final Fantasy 16. Best art direction. The fact that Armored Core 6 is not here is a freaking crying shame. The fact that Final Fantasy 16 is not here is a crying shame. For me, though, I'm gonna go, So the art direction in Zelda, I'm not gonna go for Zelda, for a very simple reason. I don't think the sky is as developed as it should be. The underground subterranean aspect is cool, but it's mostly just kind of dark, which is the point. I feel like you could have done a little bit more with that. And then Hyrule is mostly just Hyrule again. For me, I'm gonna go with Lies of P. I love the game's aesthetic. I love this dark version of Krat they're using. Really cool. I love it, and I love the puppet stuff. I'm gonna go with Lies of P for this one. So far, I'm batting 1,000. Why? Because my opinions must be objectively correct, because I have what, people? A YouTube channel. Correct. Let's continue. Best score and music. This better go to Final Fantasy 16. This isn't close. This is not remotely close. There's no argument you can make to me to convince me that it's not Final Fantasy 16. This is Masayoshi Soken's year. It should be his entire decade. This man is one of the best in the entire industry, and he only gets better. This is Final Fantasy 16 in a landslide. All the boss themes, the final theme, My Star, all those songs are just so good. This goes to Final Fantasy 16. Best audio design. Now, this is an interesting one. I haven't played Resident Evil 4, but I've seen quite a bit of it. Honestly, though, for me, from what I've played, I'm gonna go with Dead Space. I played a bit of the Dead Space remake, and the entire atmosphere the game is able to distill to the player. I think a lot of that does come down to, one, the lighting, but also the audio design. I'm gonna go with Dead Space. I love that haunted feel it has to it, and the crunchiness to it all. So good. Best performance. Again, this is a landslide. This isn't close. There's no argument you can make to me to convince me that it is close. This is Ben Starr from Final Fantasy 16. Not even remotely close. There's no, close second for me. If you haven't seen his performance in FF16, do yourself a favor, go play that game. Absolutely incredible. This goes to Ben Starr for me. I'm gonna go with Street Fighter 6 for this one. I saw Jesse Cox's video on Street Fighter 6, and I love how that game is utilizing interesting tutorials and different gameplay styles to teach you how to play Street Fighter 6 to make the game a bit more accessible. Best ongoing. This is going to be an interesting one. Genshin freaking bribes its player base. I don't think it should go to Genshin, though Fontaine's update has been really well received. I haven't gotten to it yet. Fortnite could get it because of the recent, like, Season 1 return to form. I'm not sure if it'll get it just for that, though. But again, giant player bases for these two on the right. Now, for me, though, I'm not giving it to Apex, just me. Cyberpunk 2077, you can make an argument for best ongoing because of the constant updates they've been giving to that game, culminating in 2.0 with Phantom Liberty, absolutely revolutionizing the game and making it what it should have been at launch. Final Fantasy XIV is a game very near and dear to my heart. Realistically speaking, though, what has come out this year for Final Fantasy XIV? When we think about it, right? We've had a couple of the patches, and we've had a couple of crossover events. For me, this is a tough one, because Final Fantasy XIV was good and just kept on doing what it was already doing, but Cyberpunk started badly, but then consistently iterated on it to improve it. I haven't gotten to Phantom Liberty yet, so I can't really make a claim for that. I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy XIV. But if I play Phantom Liberty and I really love it, that could change. Best community support. Dude, putting Destiny 2 here is funny. There's very few gaming communities like Final Fantasy XIV. This, to me, is a race between Baldur's Gate 3 and Final Fantasy XIV. I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy XIV. It is close, though. It is very close to Baldur's Gate 3 if I was a little bit more versed in Baldur's Gate 3 and the community side of things for that game. I would maybe go with Baldur's Gate 3, but I have more experience with Final Fantasy XIV. No one should be voting for Ever Crisis, my opinion. Honestly, this should go to Honkai Star Rail. It's a great game, straight up. It does what I wanted Genshin to do all those years ago. Honkai Star Rail just does it. They keep making updates that the players want, making the game a better experience. Gonna go with Honkai Star Rail there. Don't judge me. I haven't played VR, but, like, don't judge me. This is Armored Core 6, and it's not even close. Every time Armored Core 6 is mentioned here, by the way, I'm probably gonna vote for it. It's my personal game of the year, the game I enjoyed the most. I love this game. It is getting so wrongly, well, what's the phrase? I guess shafted in a lot of regards. I think this is a game of the year quality game. For this, if we're talking action adventure, I think for myself, I'm going to go with Tears of the Kingdom. Because while yes, you can make a similar argument to the one I'm about to make for Spider-Man 2, where it's a lot of the reused world already, Tears of the Kingdom's additional mechanics really up that sense of adventure and the action for it, and ups that creativity. And I think Tears of the Kingdom pushes action adventure in a better direction than Spider-Man 2 did, my opinion. Okay, best RPG. Again, this isn't close. By the way, pity votes here for Starfield. This goes to Baldur's Gate 3. This isn't close. If I'm voting for this game for Game of the Year, I have to vote for best RPG as well. Let's be honest here. From everything that I hear, Pikmin 4 is an absolutely stellar game. I'm gonna go with Pikmin 4 here. Best multiplayer. No one vote for Diablo 4 here. Jesus Christ. It's Baldur's Gate 3. Dude, it's a freaking D&D style adventure with your friends. It's Baldur's Gate 3. This isn't close. Most anticipated game. Tekken 8, no. Star Wars Outlawed, no. Like a Dragon. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's it for me. This is the game by far and away here that I'm most interested in. I loved Final Fantasy VII Remake. Rebirth had taken what Remake did and just seemingly is making everything better. Content creator for the year. Now, unfortunately, people, I know we were all expecting me to make the list. I know we all expected it, right? Let's give it to Iron Mouse, yeah? Let's go with Mousy. Who put Counter-Strike 2 here? Who put Counter-Strike 2? All I've heard about Counter-Strike 2 is how all the pros hate it. Let's go with Dota, why not? We'll go with Dota just to tick off all the League of Legends fans. Again, we're gonna go with Dota 2 here to piss off the League of Legends players. Let's go. That's gonna be a meta here. Yeah? We have to lock in a strategy. What do you mean 4-4? Okay, so I think their website is powered by like 4 hamsters in a wheel because I keep clicking on these and they just don't register. So those are my picks. The main one is Baldur's Gate 3 for Game of the Year. I think it deserves it. It's like Elden Ring last year. It's a game that is so transcendent. It just like, to me, is the obvious choice for that. I'm voting Liza P here because Armored Core 6 and Final Fantasy 16 on here. Armored Core 6 absolutely should have been in way more of these. It should have at least had a nod in Best Music as well, in my opinion. Best Art Direction, absolutely. Best Action Game, yeah, it should win that one, in my opinion. Hey, Best Family Game should be Armored Core as well. Fun with the whole family. Everyone gather around, build your own mech. I'm just saying, right? I'm kind of surprised we don't see more from Sonic Frontiers. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that we don't see Sonic Frontiers here, at least as a nomination. I don't know why the hell Apex is here and not Sonic. So yeah, if there's gonna be a big robbery, I think not having Armored Core and Final Fantasy 16, a couple more of these categories, and Sonic Frontiers for Best Ongoing, at least have it, like, be a nomination. So yeah, those are my picks. Thank you all for tuning in. My pleasure for making the video. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments down below what your picks for Game of the Year and for these categories are. Do you agree with me, and are you correct when you agree with me, true and real? Or are you wrong and disagree with me? Because as we all know, this absolutely, far and away, isn't just preference. This is an objective reality. So my opinion must be the correct one, because why? I have a YouTube channel, True and Real, and if you can't tell that sarcasm, I can't help you. So, thank you all for tuning in. Stay safe. Have a great day. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again.